Anyways, lesson 1 in your guide is a great way to introduce this unit to your students. It's a great way to start talking about physics and why things are going on. That we're going to start this off, I'm going to need participation from the audience here. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked my students. How do you know this is moving? Shout something out. Somebody.
You can see it.
Okay, because you can see it.
It changes position.
What do you mean by it changes position? How do you know it's not staying still? Yes, because you can see it, but what about that you're seeing it makes you believe that it's moving? And the frustration that you're feeling now is the exact same that the kids feel, and I went through this with them for a good 10 or 15 minutes. They were trying to figure it out. Anyone have a good solution? Because you can see it, yes, but what about that you're seeing makes you see that it's moving?
That nothing else is?
Elaborate on that, please.
Like, when it passes over the board, or the, I don't know, that cardboard underneath it,
Yeah.
whatever's underneath it, the cardboard is staying in the same position, the table is staying in the same position, the board is staying in the same position. The only thing that is moving is the washer, and it, because, you know, now it's to the right of the cardboard, and now it's to the left of the cardboard is now.
Exactly, because you're comparing it to things that you assume to be stationary. Obviously, when you get into the astronomy unit, you'll talk to your kids about, well, we assume this to be stationary, but, you know, astronomically, the Earth's moving. It's not stationary at all. But we presume it to be stationary. We presume this to be moving because we are comparing it against there. So that discussion was, for me, very valuable to have with my students as well. If you look in lesson 1 there, if you want to take maybe 2 minutes to skim over pages 11 through 14, take a look at how the lessons are set up. They're all set up at the beginning with what do you need to prepare first? What materials are you going to use? You'll see things throughout there as far as, you know, what connections can you make to ESOL or reading or math. On page 14, you'll see background notes in gray to support your background knowledge that goes above and beyond what the kids need to know. So just take 2 minutes or so. And the reason that the text is so dense that was written this way is so you can use this as support right in front of you. You don't have to be flipping pages or turning pages. Everything you need for the lesson is just right there. And as you saw in the back on 14, that's just more background knowledge, more in-depth for you. And each lesson has that little formative assessment piece. This is just a suggestion. This one just mentions about the exit card or in a journal. You obviously, I'm sure, will be developing your own. Sometimes you may use these, sometimes you may not. And if you do have extra time for science, that I'm sure everyone's hopeful for, you can, you know, always try to hit the enrich part. That in this case is with these Sir Isaac Newton leveled readers, that I was able to have my kids just do a little jigsaw activity. One group read and became an expert on each chapter and then presented it to the class. Again, that's not